What's up, Angel City? It's your girl Panda here, bringing you another episode of Angel City Chicks. Welcome to episode 91, the one where we get all caught up because, well, I'm sure if you are a regular listener, then you know we did miss last week, and we are catching up, and we're going to do our best to bring you as much information in a condensed time frame as we can. But first, of course, I can't do this alone. I am joined today by the one, the only Nina Kiefer. What's going on?
What's up, Angel City? Happy to be here. It is a beautiful Thursday. We got a game tomorrow, and we got 2 games to catch you up on. But don't forget to like and subscribe so you know when Amanda and I are having technical issues and cannot get on the podcast platforms. And you will not miss when we randomly do this at 5:30 instead of 7 p.m. just to keep you on your game, We like to throw curveballs. We like to derail a little. It's just what we're good at.
Right. And if you do have alerts on and you had a little pump fake action on the live, yeah, you're welcome. Maybe that got you all ready and excited, and you're like, wait, what do I do? And you stuck around and you waited, and here we are live, and yeah, we are going to do this because we have a lot of things to talk about, some really important things to talk about. And we just did not get the opportunity last week. I know Nina had a lot going on. Life is chaotic always, and for us to sit down and do these notes and to kind of compile all this together, it does take time. So thank you to everybody who tunes in. We so appreciate you listening to us or watching us, or just going along on the ride with us. But anyways, Nina, you hanging in there? You doing all right? What are you drinking today?
I'm in here. So I told you I ran out of wine. You've got the wine. Shout out mommy and daddy.
Shout out to Mark and Valerie for their lovely addition to my wine fridge. It's delicious and it had a very short shelf life. So thank you.
Yes, I got a bottle of wine from my parents right before I went over to Amanda's house. So of course it had to make the journey with me, because who better to share wine with than my bestie? And it, of course, then did not make the trek home.
No, thank you for leaving it. It's so funny. I'm a big fan of the show Friends, and on Tuesday we had just like an epic day of adventure, and all I could think about is whenever Janice's day of fun, where they just go all over, like Nina and Panda's day of fun. Because we started out going to an LAFC practice in the morning, which was super fun, and then came back here, and I made you binge watch an insane show called Baby Reindeer.
Yeah.
I'm blown. And then we went to Taco Tuesday, and then we came back, and then we watched Christian call the MASL Ron Newman Cup final. He was down in Mexico, and it was a long day of a lot of stuff, and just a lot of fun. We had our girls' day, so it was good.
Yeah. Super fun day, and super excited to be spending more time with you. We've got 2 different games to talk about. There's not a lot of time in the hour, so we're going to try and get through these for you.
Yeah, I think at this point, highlighting what happened is just as important as telling you what to expect for our next game tomorrow. I think we should somehow make that almost even, to be honest, because we can't really affect the past. You guys probably saw the games. You probably know how they are, and we're just here to give you our thoughts.
Celebrate about them.
Yeah, exactly.
I want
All right, so why don't we just pop into this, because again, we have a lot to cover, and we don't want to keep you too long. I know you guys 45 minutes is like a good sweet spot for a lot of podcasts, and so we don't want to push it too far, because we like you guys and we want you to stick around. So let's just start out with the bomb that was dropped. This was over a week ago, because it was literally the day before Sunday's matchup against NC Courage. Do you want to read what happened, and then we'll talk about this in just a moment?
As we talk about things to complain about, here's something I think we all complained about. Sorry to take you back to this, but Angel City announced on April 20th, 2024, 2 strategic trades made prior to the closing of the NWSL trade window. We got rid of defender Paige Nielsen, who was traded away to Houston Dash in exchange for $50,000 in allocation and a $50,000 transfer fund fee. And then midfielder Amandine Henry heading to the Utah Royals in exchange for $75,000 in allocation money. And I know that prize pools and like money in general, when we talk about men's versus women's, is never quite equal. But this just seems like not enough. Like to break our hearts in this way, it's just like all
Yeah,
kinds of sadness. But they say these trades are to free up cap and roster space. I can't even speak right now. It's got me
Grace.
so angry.
Nina.
But they're apparently enabling them to make impactful additions to the roster in the coming months. So, unfortunately, bad news for us. Nobody is happy. We've got fan favorite with Nielsen, and got to say a lot of good things about Amandine Henri as well. I thought she was really talented for us. So, all I want to know is why and who is coming. Tell me who.
I mean, we have been told, we do have a pretty reliable source that lets us know that there is a big signing on the way. That is what we've been told. We don't know anything more than that, but we do know that there is something in the works. So I'm excited to see it. And I know this news did not sit well with the fan base. I mean, Nielsen, like we said, has been a fan favorite, and I get it. But like I said, in the words of Taylor Swift, we love the player, but you love the game. And I'm talking about the front office of ACFC clearly trying to find a way to level up the play on the pitch. So I think that's why Sunday's matchup, which we'll get into, was so important. I think we were there to like really, like say, okay, like yes, they were important. Yes, they were a big part of our club, definitely for history, but we know what we're doing. So trust us. I was a little,
Mhm.
I'll be honest, I always hate going against what people say out there, but I was a little disappointed in the fan base with them calling for boycotting the game or
Yeah.
doing things that were, I mean, I was fine with the signs being sad Nielsen gone. That's great, show up. But there are so many other players still on this team that really deserve our support. I think Sarah Gordon said it best during her interview at the end of the game. Thank you for those that are here to ride with us, and like they know what you guys are saying. They hear you all, and I think it's so important to sit out there and support the team. They didn't make this
Mhm.
decision. We have to still show up for them. And also, what does that say about the players that were here also day one that we traded away and we didn't make a stink about? Like, we gotta be careful with how we handle these things because this is a professional sport. These things happen. This is
Yeah.
part of it. The players know it, and everybody's like, "Oh, well, what about the initiative where we didn't trade players away?" That ended after season two. After season two, that was just part of that beginning part of, hey, let's see who we can integrate into this system. You're safe here, no big deal. That's gone, unfortunately, and now we're back to good old professional sports where things like this happen. And we have to support Paige and her journey, but also support the players that are still on this team because they are here, they are fighting for this club, and we have to continue to fight for them. So shout out to everybody who showed up and was ready to go. I like the little frowny face Nielsen ones. It's great to be sad for players that are
Yeah.
gone. Absolutely, you can do that, but no need to boycott games. Like things happen in practice, things happen in meetings none of us know about. We have no idea what's going on.
I mean, I
No one,
know.
right? You probably do. You probably like have someone wired up and they don't even
Oh,
know
I
it.
tried to convince my coworkers today that I had bugged the conference room.
Right? Because you're trying to figure out what your birthday surprise was.
Exactly. And so, like, I got little pieces from everyone, and then I just, like, piled it all together, and then when I told them, they were like, "How do you know all this?" I'm like, "Well, I bugged the conference room."
Oh God. As much murder as we watch, they probably believe every bit of that.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
so anyways, very sad to see them both leave. Wish them
Oh,
all
can
the
I
best.
tangent for you?
Oh,
Real quick. So, funny story. So then it ended up with my coworkers were, like, mad at me for stirring the pot, like, jokingly, and I walked into them trying to tape spoons to my door to my office. Because
what?
they're like, "Stop stirring the pot, Nina." So they took all the spoons out of the kitchen and were taping them to my door when I walked up.
Seems about on brand for you,
They
Nina.
love me. They love me.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, so let's move on. Like I said, lot to cover. Let's see here. Go ahead.
All
We'll
right.
kind of pick this
Yeah,
up.
I
I mean,
got the next one.
we all we all like groceries,
And we all
right?
like saving money.
Groceries, saving money. You know what? Why not put
Ta-da.
this out here? Hello, Sprouts Farmership. Farmership? Wow, I just made up a word. I'm gonna drink. Um,
Sprouts farmers market partnership, but I like the farmership.
We got a farmership with Sprouts. Okay, guys, leave me alone. Leave me alone.
We are already off the rails and only 10 minutes in.
Absolutely. That's how it is. All right, everybody. Enjoy $10 off your next Sprouts in-store purchase. There is there's a QR code. I mean, I don't know. Do you scan that or do you just take it in? I don't know what you
It's
do, but
called
either way,
barcode still.
there's a barcode. Yeah. I don't know. Find a Sprouts near you. Save $10. I don't know. Is Sprouts expensive or cheap? I don't even know. I'll be honest.
Relatively, but they've got really good snack bins.
Ooh, snacks are great. Bring them to the tailgate. Let's go.
Yeah.
Ooh, snacks are great. Bring them to the tailgate.
Farmership.
Farmership. Yes. All right, moving on. Season ticket members. I'm talking to all of you out there. Are you listening? Because we got an event on Sunday, don't we? Hey. What's going on, Nina?
The season ticket member event last year, it was at the Science Center. This year, we are going to the pier. That's right. Head down to the pier on Sunday, assuming you have RSVP'd as a season ticket member. There's going to be yard games, player signings, tons of fun, I'm sure. They're offering discounts on food. Highly recommend you take the train down there because remember, it is Cinco de Mayo. Things are going to be crazy. You don't need to be caught up in that Santa Monica traffic. So super exciting event there. And then also super exciting. I love this scarf.
Oh my gosh, I love the hat. I love the scarf. I love it all. It's so nice. And yes, talk about that.
All right. So in honor of AANHPI Heritage Night, there is a special ticket pack that will get you this gorgeous hat if you want to come to the May 12th game. That's at 4:30. And then they've also designed this incredible scarf, and 10% of all the proceeds for the scarf are going to be donated to the Asian Youth Center. So I love both of these. Once again, I'm pretty sure it's going to work the same, where if you are a season ticket holder and you already have tickets to the game, just let your season ticket rep know that if you want this hat, and then get one for Amanda and I because Soup's cute.
Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I do. I love the hat. I love the scarf. I love the color palette on it. It's really nice. So definitely get one if you have the opportunity. It's amazeballs. So all right, moving on. Oh, and yeah, we said for those of you that aren't watching, did we say that was going to be for the Houston game on May 12th at 4:30?
I think so.
Did you say that? I don't know. I was looking at the temperature for Santa Monica on Sunday, just in case anybody's wondering. It's going to be 65 and sunny on Sunday.
Oh, beautiful. Probably a little chilly because remember, you're on the beach. It'll be breezy.
Yes. Okay.
But not hot.
Yeah, I thought it was important to get the weather report out there for anybody who was wondering. It's going to be sunny and 65 at the Santa Monica Pier for the season ticket member event. And it is in the late afternoon, so it might be even chillier then. So I would wear a jacket and be ready for some fun beachside views and some player appearances and some fun games and whatever else. We're still not 100% sure, but hey, check it out and we'll find out together.
Yep. Speaking of find out together, we got the date. Tickets are released. The Summer Cup is now open and on sale for season ticket holders. We've got 2 games that we're hosting. Very exciting to see this Summer Cup coming. I think this is a great competition. It's between Liga MX Femenil as well as NWSL. So we've got a pretty tough Group B. But really excited to see what this is. I mean, we've called it Fugazi Part 2, but at least it's international.
Yes. No, I feel like it's a little more invested in this. There's a little more at stake. So I think I'm okay with that. I'm excited to see it and very excited to see the talent for, the Mexican teams as well and what they're doing. So I think it'll be a great exposure for them. Let them get a taste of what's going on up here as well. So I'm excited. It'll be good. And there you go.
Saturday. Fullerton, not even at home.
Exactly. So, it's not even a BMO. So we're going back to where it all started, guys. Which isn't bad. Like we said, it's great except for all the stairs. That was our only complaint, I think.
Oh, my legs every time. All right. Well,
all right.
So that's kind of it from the news and notes. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get into this. It's not going to be an in-depth recap. I really just picked the important parts out and threw them in here. So,
and I'm going to do my best to read correctly.
All right. Sure. I mean, nice try, Nina. So let's talk about an NC Courage. We talked about how important this match was coming into Sunday. It was all off the heels of what was going on with Paige and Amandie, a lot of frustrations. And I think it was very important that we came out and made a statement and really performed well. I think not that people will forget about them, but I think in that moment, if we win, we put on a good performance, I think people will not be as upset.
As pissed?
Yeah, I think a loss or a bad performance would have
Fair.
only fueled the fire of their frustration. So I think it was very important to do that. And thank goodness it turned out the way it did. Angel City were able to beat North Carolina Courage 2-1 at home by a strength from a brace from Claire Emsley, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And then of course, Tyler Lucy had to get on the board. That was their lone goal for the Courage. So let's get into this really quick. Angel City got on the board first, set the tone early. It was in the 22nd minute. And after receiving a through ball by midfielder Rocky Rodriguez, Alyssa Thompson, she got a foul at the top of the box at the 18. A beautiful way to see that play going out. And I think she saw it. She knew exactly what to do. She understood her assignment in that moment. Emsley steps up. She takes the free kick, curled it up over the Courage wall inside the right post. And Casey Murphy, she couldn't do anything about it. She dove correctly to her left, but little chance of stopping that curving shot. It was chef's kiss, a beautifully
Absolutely
taken
beautiful.
free kick by Claire Emsley and Alyssa Thompson involved in that goal, which again, we're going to talk about that link up a little more as well.
Yeah, and then there was another excellent goal by Emsley, which doubled the lead for Angel City in the 54th minute. The sequence began with midfielder Lily Nabet tapping a short forward pass to Thompson in the midfield, who found a pinpoint through ball into the path of Emsley's run. Emsley beat the remaining defenders and sent a beautiful chip, arching over Murphy's head and into the back of the net. Just another chef's kiss moment.
I love chips. It's my favorite chip. So the Courage was able to pull one back in the 73rd. A free kick by Feely Roush fell to the far side of the 6-yard box, where forward Tyler Lucy, no sleeves FC, one-timed it into the back of the net from point blank range. But thankfully, that is all that was going to happen for them. And they were going to end this game losing 2-1 to us at home. Love that for us.
Can I have a moment of shade?
Moment of shade.
A moment of shade. So while we're watching this game, Amanda and I are talking, and the comment comes up, why didn't Tyler Lucy do that more for us? And I said, well, we only played her as defender.
Right. She was in a position to make those kinds of plays when she was back in the back.
Yeah.
So anyways, why are we bringing up old stuff? Let's just move forward. Let's talk about
a moment of shade.
I know your moment of shame, Nina's moment of shame. I wish I had like an overarching like audio that could say Nina's moment of shame.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about fun stuff. We had some milestones in the game, some things to truly celebrate. One of which, of course, we've talked about her before, friend of the pod. And I mean that in actual sense, like we've hung out with her. She's an amazing human and we love her very, very much. Our defender and vice captain, Sarah Gordon, made her 100th NWSL career regular season match appearance. She is the 89th player in the league's history to reach that milestone. She, of course, was joined on the pitch to celebrate by her son and her fiance. Loves seeing her family around her. Very excited for her. She is not only the Iron Woman from last year, playing every minute of every game, but also a good human who needs to get her cholesterol in check. Yeah.
Oh God. She probably thought we forgot about that.
She probably did.
From 110. But joining her for a milestone also was Jasmine Spencer, who made her 100th NWSL career regular season start. She's the 64th player in the league history to reach this milestone. So congratulations to both of them holding down that back line for us. And then, of course, in the front of all this, forward Claire Emsley, she earned her first NWSL career brace, the 23rd minute, and then again in the 54th minute. Amazing. Amazing. She's done so well for us. We've talked so much about her creating chances. And I love that she has been on the other end of it, not creating so much the chances for anyone else, but having the chances created to give her the opportunity to score. And she's definitely come through for us. So let's talk a little bit real quick about stats of this game and what it kind of looked like. Very interesting, I will say, when you look at the
Yeah.
stats. So many times we are on the opposite end where we have all these shots, all these possessions, all the things that should add up to a winning game. But here we are. I mean, read through these stats and we'll talk about them.
Yeah, so we only had 5 shots with 2 on target. Courage had 15 and 3 on target. We gave them possession. They took 63% to our 37. So we put a lot of trust in our defense in the game right after we got rid of Paige Nielsen. So super shocking there. They outpassed us by over 250 passes. They had 84% pass accuracy to our 74. We each had a decent number of fouls, 15 and 12, 1 yellow card apiece, 1 offside apiece. They had 5 corners to our 1. So we were definitely defending the whole time. We were comfortable sitting back and letting them play. And that says a lot about the confidence that we had in our back line, even without somebody that I felt was crucial. And I think one of the coolest things about this game, though, was formation.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
we switched it up on this match
We
a
did.
little bit.
Can you
So
talk, can you talk to people about that? Like what it looked like and what it was, like what the difference really was.
So we're seeing Angel City kind of switch and playing people more box to box. We're challenging our team, which is a very young team, to run the full width or length of the pitch. So our midfielders are being challenged to defend more. And we see that come out even more in the KC current game, especially the first half of that match. So do you want to dive into this and then we'll dive more into formations and nerd stuff?
Yeah, we can do that as well. And I just want to piggyback off looking at these stats. I mean, like you said, we're so used to always having just a lot of shots, a lot of possession, a lot of corner kicks, always pushing forward, but just never doing anything with it. And we fared very well by just taking advantage of the opportunities that we did have instead of just trying to just like throw everything forward and just not really doing much with it. So, it was a good way for us to go into this game against KC Current, who you all know, leading the league, having an epic season right now. I mean, they are scoring more goals than I think they had 17 goals in their first
No,
5
wait, give
matches.
us that stat again. They're scoring more goals than who?
More goals than I don't know. Like it's just an insane, amount of goals that's happening. And yeah, do you want to just want to dive into that? We're a little
Let's
more, I think we have it a little more precise on this one, a little more notes on this game, but I really
Yeah, let's
think,
get into it.
yeah, and before we even get into it, I think that first half of this game was probably the best first half that we've played all season, in my opinion. Honestly,
I
I
I
thought we
agree
had
with you. I
right.
agree with you. It felt real good, and it felt smart, it felt tactical, it felt like everything I wanted, and then
Yeah,
it fell apart. But let's talk. All right, so Angel City lost 3-1 against the league leading Kansas City Current following a goal by midfielder DiBernardo and a brace by Claire. Sorry, she didn't put mine in big font for me. Angel
Lavogas.
Angel
Yeah.
City's goal was scored, of course, by Claire Emsley.
All right, so let's chat about it. I know it seemed like it got off to a slow start offensively for both teams, but I think that's because our defense was just doing so well to contain a few of their half chances that Kansas City was throwing at them. The first real chance for either team came in the 12th minute when Rocky Rodriguez, which a name we don't talk about a lot, but doing a lot of great things, I think, in the midfield. Not making a lot of errors that we talk about, but definitely contributing a lot. But she sent a long diagonal ball to defender Jasmine Spencer, who's on that right wing, and she took the ball forward, cut inside, took an angled shot that Franch dove, deflected, and it went out over the inline. Now, real quick, we talk about defender Jasmine Spencer on that wing. taking that shot. Is that part of what's going on with this formation, with these wings pushing
Yes.
up so far and being in those offensive spots?
So we don't have the lineup for this one, but it was really interesting because we played just with 3 in the back, but then we had 4 midfielders. So this is a real big change for us. And those 4 midfielders, we had attacking mid and we had a holding mid. And then we had our 2 wingers that were dropping back. They were playing more like fullbacks. So it was really cool because you had Alyssa Thompson and you had Jasmine Spencer filling those roles. And at first I turned to Panda and I'm like, I don't know which way we're defending because Jasmine Spencer is up here and Alyssa Thompson is back here, but I know we're attacking over there. So it was really cool to see this difference in dynamic and how well the players did it. And it takes very fit players to play a system like this. And having Alyssa Thompson and Jasmine Spencer in those roles was perfect.
I mean, you could tell that Angel City was very well prepared in this first half for what Kansas City was bringing. They knew Kansas City was a team that scored a lot. So they really had to do everything they could to kind of prevent that. But one thing that, I was reading about Kansas City, they also let in a lot of goals too. So we needed to make sure that not that we're just holding down defensively, but a second that we get an opportunity to counter or take those shots, definitely take them. And I think we're going to talk about that in a minute, but we'll talk first about the current. They had their first real chance of the night in the 20th minute when Bia Zenerato, she sent a cross into the 6-yard box for midfielder Bailey Feist, who got her head on the ball, but thankfully sent it over the crossbar.
Yeah. And, Angel City pushed back. They kept Kansas City pinned in their defensive third for a long stretch of play before opening up the scoring in the 34th minute. Receiving the ball on the wing, forward Claire Emsley held up play for forward Alyssa Thompson's overlapping run. Thompson received the pass and tapped in the lateral ball back to Emsley as she ran into the box. Emsley beat a final defender on the dribble and fired an angled ball past Franch and into the side of the net to bring the score to 1-0. And we said it in the last game notes. This duo I am living for.
They're so in sync right now. I mean, the assists and just the contributions from Alyssa Thompson in either creating the chances by way of passing or drawing the fouls or whatever she is doing, and allowing Claire Emsley to come in and actually finish those shots. So many times we talk about us not finishing shots, and Emsley's doing that. She's taking shots and she's finishing them. They're clinical. They're on frame, and I love, love, love to see it. I mean, I think we all were just so elated and so excited. And again, they largely dominated the rest of that half. They kept the lion's share of possession, and they actually got another look on goal in the 40th minute. There was a flurry of activity by Kansas City in the last 5 minutes of the half, including a shot on target by Bia that saw keeper Didi Herachich make a routine save, but thankfully it proved fruitless for the visitors. This was going to be a tale of two halves. Let's be honest. If we were doing this podcast just on this game alone, that would be the name of this episode, the one where we have two different halves, because I mean, we're going to see that Kansas City is in first for a reason. They're led by Vladko, who, say what you will about him with the U.S. Women's National Team. You can't deny that he's a
Brilliant.
good coach. He also has Freya Coombe by his side. We know she's a good coach. We know,
and she knows us.
And she knows us too. You knew they were going to adjust to what we were throwing at them, because I truly, truly, truly believe that we actually, I think we rattled them. I think we shocked them a little bit with what we came out with. And, they kind of had to sit in that in the first half, but I knew the second half came out, there were going to be adjustments. There were going to be changes, and there weren't there.
Yeah, there were. Kansas City came out swinging after the break, earning a chance in transition in the 45th minute. Bia capitalized on a defensive giveaway by Angel City and took a crack at the edge of the 18, but fortunately a routine save for Didi Herachich. And then in the 54th minute, they were able to equalize. Midfielder Vanessa DiBernardo.
DiBernardo.
Thank you. See, Y'all, I have a contacts appointment, I promise.
Was literally on the phone trying to make an appointment Tuesday morning at the open practice for LAFC to try to
I
get her
calling.
her contact. She couldn't even tell the players on the pitch, so words are probably even harder.
I could also just become a referee at this point with how little I can see.
I think that is probably what you should probably become. Like, hi, what's your vision? -5,000. You're hired. Go.
I think that's in the opening criteria.
Love
Anyway,
it.
Kansas City, they equalized in the 54th minute. Bia was able to find space outside of the penalty arc, and she turns and sends a powerful strike into the top left corner of the goal.
I know it's frustrating because they're going to continue to push as this half went on. DiBernardo, she's going to uncork another long range shot in the 65th minute. This time hits the crossbar. I think we all went like, oh gosh, like you felt
Yeah,
it kind of culminating. You kept felt
braced.
it bubbling, like you kind of knew like that's their end goal was to definitely win this game, and we're gonna see Claire. We don't know how to say this name. I'm not even gonna pretend. Is it Lavoisier? Is it
I think
Lavage?
so.
I'm gonna say Lavoisier.
Probably.
It sounds classy, and why not? But she came in the 63rd minute. She had a dramatic attempt in the 76th minute. She put a scorpion kick on frame. Who does that?
Beautiful.
Except Olivier Giroud. But
Oh,
oh
but
yeah,
that
digress.
scorpion kick directly to Heritage.
Thankfully, yes. I mean, it's very hard to direct those anywhere other than just wherever it's going to go. You're lucky to make contact with a ball as a scorpion kick. I think that's just luck and a little bit of skill. So, but anyways, we're going to see in the last 10 minutes a flurry of activity. First two chances from Angel City finally happened. Like it felt like we were kind of silent. We were very quiet, and it was getting a little nerve wracking. We're going to see midfielder Megan Doherty Howard. She's going to send a free kick into the 6-yard box. Messiah Bright. She's going to get her head on the ball, but Franch saved that one. And then a minute later, Madison Curry. She's going to take a long range crack of her own. Like, hey, I'm going to do this myself. But unfortunately, it went off target. And we haven't said enough about her. Maybe we can do this at the end. But I'm living for Madison Curry right now and what she's bringing to this team, this defense, her energy. She has no fear. She will slide in for a tackle like she's got unlimited access to yellow cards and doesn't care. But she makes them. They're clean tackles. They're good tackles, and I love this. I love this for her. We'll talk about it. She actually
Do we
ended up
ask the hard question?
huh?
Do we ask the hard question?
Sure. Which one?
MA or Curry?
Oh no! Don't do that. No, no,
You
no, no.
said, "Sure, ask the question."
You did, yes. I'm not gonna ask that question. I think they're very similar in the way that they play, actually. And I think they're a great interchange of player. I love Madison Curry getting the opportunity right now to prove
Yeah.
herself because if MA were healthy, she wouldn't. Which I'm sure we'll see her soon. We saw MA post something about getting touches on the ball, so we're not going to see her tomorrow, I don't think. Madison Curry has every right now to make her case for staying in there. Like, at what point is this Madison Curry spot to lose? Like I don't know. I don't know.
That
And
gets
it's
to my heart.
and
Okay,
it no, 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 no,
any
and
other profession
it's not because, MA doesn't deserve it. It's just because Madison Curry hasn't lost it yet. Like, she hasn't done something to say, "Yeah, well, we've gotta go this way." Like, I do. I think they're very, very similar in the way they
Yeah.
play. They're very fast. They're not afraid to take shots. They're not afraid to go in for the slide tackle. Like, I think they're very much the same. I mean, I don't know. I wanna see them both out there. I'll be honest.
So do you shift someone over?
Yes, somehow. I don't know. Play them both. Put 12 out there. I don't care.
I'm sorry, I made Amanda emotional.
I just think she's doing a fantastic job. And right now, until she does something that you feel has rattled her confidence or her ability, I feel like you have to stick with her. You have to stick with what's hot and everything. And she's doing a great job out there. I mean, definitely.
Out.
Huh?
But I want MA back out.
I know, but you know what? Sometimes I think this is a good thing. I think it makes people play better. like May's going to see what she's doing, and she's going to probably up her game. And then,
You're making me have feelings.
at some point, like I said, figure out how to put them both in there. And then I think it's game over for everyone else in the league. Put them both out there on those wings, going up and down, taking shots, slide tackling. I don't know. Copy paste them all over the pitch. We're fine. I don't know. All I know.
I've rattled Panda. I've rattled her clearly. Let's finish off this match because unfortunately, Kansas City do notch a go-ahead goal in the final minute of regulation time when forward Izzy Rodriguez sent a low cross into the run of Lavoisier, who one-timed the ball past Herachich from a point-blank range. And then, unfortunately, sadly, we were all ready to walk out of the building. In the 93rd minute, the French international scored a second on another net crashing run, this time finding the end of the ball from forward Chawinga.
Chawinga is fast as boy. That's all I'm going to say. She is so fast, and I think we did a phenomenal job, to be honest, keeping up with her. But man, so many times she was just gone. And I mean, she's fast.
Yeah, we got lucky.
She is going to slice and dice up some defenses in this league for sure. Thankfully, it wasn't us. I think the scoreline of 3-1, it is what it was. But really, I think we outplayed them in the first half. And honestly, up until the 90th minute, or whenever they actually scored, I mean, I forget what it was, like the 80-something minute they scored. I think we were great. I think walking out of this with a tie against the current 1-1, phenomenal. I'll take it. It's great. Holding them only to 1 goal, considering how many they scored this season. I mean, I think that was fantastic. So I hope that they just kind of just know. I mean, I think Ali Riley said it best. In this league, the players have gotten so good and the teams are so good that you cannot afford to let your foot off the gas for even 1 second, especially against a team like Kansas City. You take your foot off the gas for that 10 minutes even, and they are going to punish you and they're going to make you regret it. And unfortunately, that's what they did here. And it's just unfortunate because I do think this was the best first half that Angel City has played all season long. And so proud of them, honestly. I really am. Not one of those games where I walk away like frustrated and angry, going, what are we doing? Like, oh, fire the front office, kick everybody out, start it over, throw the whole thing away. No, I really was very proud of them. So I think they got to find a way to sustain that. They got to find a way to play the whole game. They've got to find ways to make subs, but keep that momentum and chemistry and whatever's happening, it's working, keep it going so that we're not playing, the starters for 90 minutes. We just can't sustain that. So real quick, love to hear your thought on this. Would you trade anybody out from our starting lineup for anybody that's on the bench right now? Like, is there anyone you see starting right now that maybe you would be a better sub?
Well, I mean, I'd love to see Kristen Press start. I mean,
wow, you were lying. Okay, cool.
I want to see Giselle back out. I want to see MA back out.
I'll ask a more direct question.
Oh.
Is Sydney Leroux a 75-minute starter? Or is there another option that we think is better and bring her in as a super sub? I mean, you know who we're not seeing right now? We're not seeing Katie Johnson, who had a big,
Yeah, Kjo.
We're not seeing Katie Johnson. We're not seeing Le'Bion. We're not really. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Is she a 75? I love Sydney Leroux. I think she's amazing, but I forgot she was out there.
I did too.
I forgot she was out there playing. Like, I need her to be.
But is that because they shut her down the way we did?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
I need somebody smarter than me in the room right now.
Does Messiah Bright need to start and Sydney Leroux come in as a super sub? What? I don't know.
I'm not know Messiah Bright is our starter yet. I think she's incredible, but I don't know if she's gelling in the same way that Emsley and Thompson are. And that's no one
on the team is gelling like Emsley and Thompson are. I don't know. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, I agree with you. Casual FC, yeah, she's a little slow, and I don't know if that's because she's coming in later in the game. Like, do we start her in the game when everyone's a step slow, get the wheels turning and greased, and then throw a Sydney Leroux, who I think is always high energy, for like a good 20 minutes to just like, cause chaos? Kind of, I don't know. These
Or
are
do
all
you have her start and then you don't sub at 75, you sub 60?
I don't know, like these are all questions I don't have the answers to, and that's why we do this podcast so that you all can tell us the answers to these questions because I don't know.
Yeah, get in our DMs, tell us your answers, and help us figure this out. Let's dive into these stats
Well,
because I've
real quick,
had oh,
before you do that, yeah, if you're listening, please DM us. I want to know your starting 11. Who do you want to see out there? How do you see this shaking up? And yeah, so okay, now you can go on to your favorite part of everything, which are stats. And by the way, we are only 40 minutes in. That means we get to pay a lot of attention to some other stuff, which I'm excited about. So go.
all right. So we did have 13 shots. They had 24. 6 of ours were on target, 10 of theirs. And the fun thing about these stat lines are none of it matched what they showed on the screen during the game. So please, if someone can also tell me who is making these decisions and pushing these buttons, because I just want clear, accurate stats in front of my face. It's what gets me going in the morning. So please, we can streamline this because in the stadium, it said we had 12 shots and 12 on target or something like that,
It
or
was
10
really
shots
weird. Yeah.
and
Yeah,
that's not what we see here now.
it
So,
was really weird.
we need some help. Anyways,
Oh,
possession just about even, passes just about even, pass accuracy just about even, fouls
yeah.
9 for us, 12 for them. We had 2 yellow cards, they had 3. Offsides, we got called on 2. We had 9 corners to their 3. So even though we only had 13 shots, we still had a decent amount of corners.
Yeah, we did. I mean, I think looking at these stats, we played them very well. The like I said, the scoreline doesn't really tell the whole story. I mean, for 90 minutes, I feel like we really were right there with them. The top team in this league who's doing some incredible things right now, and we were toe to toe with them. So, anyways, let's talk about some really important news that just popped into our feed. Speaking of MA,
Yes.
we just talked about her and how we saw her kicking the ball, and we've been told that Sunday is the plan. So I can't wait to see her back. Like I said, I need to find a way to have Curry and MA in that lineup. I think they would just literally run the wheels off of most teams if they
Mhm.
were both there. So cannot wait. We miss her. We love her.
I'm
And
waiting for MA to come back as the center back. She's got such a high soccer IQ, and I think her and Sarah, center backs, could be a beautiful, beautiful thing.
what do you think?
Uh,
Curry? You think Spencer, MA, and Gordon back there? What do you think?
no, I wanna see Curry as the left back, then Sarah it's probably more MA, and then Sarah, and then Giselle.
Oh, Giselle. Well, yeah. Yeah. When she
That's
comes
what
back.
I wanna see, and I think I would like it the most if in this situation, MA pushes up more and Sarah falls back more. So it's almost more of like a sweeper position for her, but yeah, I think that's my ideal right now for our back line.
Well, we're going to see what's going to happen. We do have a game tomorrow coming up, which I think I saw this graphic and I love that they did this. So tomorrow we are playing the Utah Royals, and it's
And
really
Amandine
cool.
Henry.
And Amandine Henry, exactly. Alyssa Thompson going up against Alison Noor. Like, they're both the number 1 draft picks from the last 2 years. You got Alyssa Thompson last year. You've got Allie this year going up against each other. And I know Allie's had a great season so far. Tomorrow's going to be such a great game for everyone to tune in to watch. Interesting to have another Friday game.
Mhm.
It's going to be at 6:30 Pacific time, and this will be the first ever meeting between the Expansion Club and ACFC. Now, I know they went out there and they put out this nice little match preview and kind of gave us some things to think about. Did you go over it any about, I watched the video. I know it was very informative on them, but I didn't actually take down notes for it. But either way,
Yeah,
it's going
I
to be a good
mean,
matchup.
It's definitely going to be a good matchup. The Utah Royals shared ownership with the MLS side of Real Salt Lake. Very exciting. Sorry, I'm trying to read as I go. This is larger font, but still. The
Wow.
NWSL approved RSL's new owners expansion bid in 2023. So they're obviously a team that is re-emerging for us. And this is a very interesting team. I really like what they're doing. I think they're playing really hard and really well for their first season. They've got a great lead in this with Amy Rodriguez. She's previously spent one season as the assistant at the University of Southern California, which is her alma mater, where she was able to pursue then a coaching career shortly after her 2021 retirement as a player, in part thanks to a free USSF, which is US Soccer Federation B license course that was offered to 24 NWSL players in 2021. That's a collaboration between the NWSL, NWSL Players Association, and USSF. So these classes for coaches license usually cost, and unlike other leagues, and something that the NWSL is really passionate about is making sure that coaches licenses are required for their coaches. So you can't just go out and become a coach. I know I joke about it all the time, how I'm going to be the next coach for Angel City. I can't just do that. You have to have your coach's license, and it starts with something ridiculous like F. Like, to get your B right off the bat does take some work. There is in-class work. There are hours you put in. It's not just like going online and clicking. That's what the F course is.
All right. Well, thank you for all that information that I don't know what you just said. But thank you. Anyways, I'm just kidding. No, that was really informative. I mean, it's just a testament to what she's able to do with this franchise. Now, they are still finding their feet as a new expansion side. Now, their only victory so far was also against the team we just beat, North Carolina Courage. And yeah, that's kind of interesting. So we both beat them. So we're very equal in that sense. So I think it's going to be a good game. I mean, I think that at this point, you can't underestimate any team playing, especially when they're on the road. The road seems to change the dynamic a lot, which is going to be for us. So Utah Royals could come out with something special, but it's going to be exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and as Casual FC is reminding us, A-Rod got a red card. She won't even be there. The assistant coach has mutually left the team. So I guess I am coaching the Utah Royals.
Tina, suit up. Let's go. You're on it. Let's figure it out. I mean, you don't have to coach them well. Just get on there and coach them,
I'm
and
just
maybe
going to play Amandine Henri, and that's it.
that's it. It's
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. All right. Well, anybody who is not going to the game, which would be me and Nina, we are not. Our jobs do not allow that, unfortunately. You can
And our
tune in
paychecks.
on what?
And our paychecks.
Yeah, my paychecks require me to be here at work. I cannot remotely nurse, unfortunately. So tune in on NWSL Plus and Bally Sports SoCal. But there is a fun little disclaimer. The NBA playoffs are currently going on, and the May 3rd match will actually will air live on the Bally Sports SoCal app. Unfortunately, because of the situation that I believe, I guess, I don't know, is it the Lakers or the Clippers? I don't know.
Lakers are out. Way to rub it in for everyone.
Oh, so sorry. So I guess it must be the Clippers. They are going to be playing. So either way, there will be a delayed broadcast on Bally Sports. So if you can watch it tomorrow, you can watch it on Bally's whenever they air it later. But if you want to watch it live and on TV, there's a few ways you can do that. You can do it on NWSL Plus. Or if you're feeling adventurous on a Friday in LA, you can make your way out to a watch party. Hey. I need someone to have one, please, in Burbank. I am tired of driving. Let's talk real quick before we get into league standings, because I know you have those up, but let's talk about the watch party real quick, and then we'll come back to kind of show where everybody's at first. So anybody who wants to go out and hang out with friends and cheer on this team together, you can do it by the official watch party from Angel City, which is going to be at Solivo Covina.
Covina and Rancho Cucamonga, places that on a Friday you couldn't pay me enough to drive to. I am so sorry. I live on the west side. I live in the South Bay.
That'll take you at minimum 2 hours from Burbank to get there. I mean, I think I've driven to Rancho after work at 5, which was in Cedar-Sinai, so Beverly Hills. It took me 2+ hours, and by the time I was there, I was such a shell of myself. I did not even care what was going on. I said, "Give me a beer and someone drive me home." That was really where I was at. I hope no one else is in the situation. I hope you're more excited about this. But if you are out in that area, please go out. And I like how it says family friendly on there. What does that mean if it's not?
They're afraid of me. That's what it means. All right, but we also have our amazing supporters groups who always plan
Yes.
awesome parties. We've got Valkyrie and Relentless who will be over in Anaheim at Lopez and Lefties. I've been to Lopez and Lefties myself. Super fun. Love the waitress that they have there. And then you've got Poderosas who have their watch party at Distrito. I'm done with the words.
Distrito 14.
Thank you. I'm done with the words today. Clearly, Mosaic 1781, who are going to be a little closer to me at Creature Comforts Brewing Co. Super exciting to see that. And it's a pet friendly one, Panda. And then last but not least, Rebellion 99, who have theirs right down at Football Boutique on Pico Boulevard. Super exciting to see all of these. If you go out for Rebellion 99, you can also join in that 3v3 fun. Me and my 2 other personalities might consider doing something like that.
Oh, God. I can't wait to stick around for that. Are you planning on going to any of these watch parties, Nina?
I unfortunately am not.
You're not?
It's so Lauren's in town and we're going to do dinner.
Oh,
So
I was
I'm
going to
gonna-
ask you if you wanted to go to one because Christian's got a game out in Riverside, so I don't have anywhere to go.
We want to come to dinner?
I
In
want
the
to go
South
watch
Bay?
the game.
We can watch
Well, we have to go to one of these.
Mexican food.
What,
I already have a resi.
do they have the game on? We have a game. What do you mean?
I have a resi.
Could have lied.
I could have lied.
Wow.
I'm not a good liar.
Wow. All right. So I guess if anybody wants me to come to their watch party and you're listening, please invite me because I'm going to be lonely and by myself and I don't have anywhere to go. So
Oh my gosh. So dramatic.
I don't know where to go and I need friends.
Oh my gosh. I just invited you to come to dinner with me and you don't even like that. Let's talk about league standings and other things I don't like. We're in 9th place. Boo.
All right. So yes, we are looking at the league standings. The only positive thing about this is we are playing Utah and they are below us in 13th with just the 1 win, 4 losses, and a draw. They have a -7 goal diff, and we only have -3. And so, we're hanging in there. We're tied right now with Portland and San Diego with 7 points. So really, we need to just chill. We're all right. We're right there. We're kind of in
winning.
We're in the bottom half, yes, but really, if you look at it, if you consider Portland in the top half at 7 and they're halfway, we're still considered top half, right? Because
if you squint and turn it upside down, it gets better.
Oh my God. Either way, that is where we're at. This win against Utah would be incredibly important. We need those 3 points. I mean, we need 3 points from anyone who's sitting on the table below us. So this is huge. So go out, watch it at home, travel to Utah if you're feeling frisky, head up to a watch party. Let us know where you're going to be at. And should be a good time. And hopefully we are able to put on the kind of performance that we saw in the first half against Kansas City Current. So that is all we have for Angel City. Let's move on to some really important news that I think kind of transcends football. Now, an announcement came out earlier, and it was about Luana, who is a midfielder for Orlando Pride, and she has been diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. And you obviously, you never want to see those kinds of words attributed to anybody. And, they did put her on the season ending injury list so that she can navigate her journey through treatment and getting better and hopefully just stepping back onto this pitch at some point. And I can't imagine what that welcome will be like when she's finally able to do that, because with the amount of support that is behind her, I see no reason why that can be happening. But if you went out on social media, you saw so much support. Every single club in the NWSL went out, retweeted their message, and put their own thoughts on it. So you love to see that this is when everybody comes together. This is when we say this sport is a sport. Nonetheless, on the pitch, 90 minutes, we're rivals, but it's everything outside of that that makes this so important when we come together and we support someone who is going on a personal journey like this. So big ups to Luana and Orlando and her journey. And we're wishing you a speedy recovery and hope that we see you again. And I can't welcome the day that I can't wait to just welcome you back to the pitch. And that's going to be probably a resounding just applause and tears and everybody else. So everybody pay attention to that story. Keep your eyes on it because it's incredibly moving, honestly.
Absolutely. This sport is so much more. And, we joke about how, we care about the players and things like that. But this really shows, whether you're on our team or not, everyone in this league is just supporting women's soccer. And that's why I think people are so drawn to players. And, she's not on our team. So should we care? Absolutely. That's what this is about. That's how no, but it's like something that makes women's sports special to me is the fact that we do care so much about the players. We do invest very heavily in the players, not just in the team. And whether you're someone who's played for our team, you're one of our exes, or you're potentially one of our future lovers, you're part of us. So you're our friend, you're ours, and we want to protect you and we wish you all the best and we want you to be safe. So
I think for so long, women's sports really had just each other. They really had just the teams, just the players that really got it, because the exposure to them and the support outside of that was just not as evident. And so I think now we're finally seeing where it's finally spilling outside of that, just that little bubble and that community, where now it means so much more, and we're all able to share in that. And I love that. So like we said, speedy recovery and hit treatment head on. And I can't wait to welcome you back to this sport and this league. Now, I don't, did you, yeah, you threw this in here. I thought this was an interesting graphic. I just want to talk
Can't
about
leave
it.
on the bad and the sad. We got to get something a little peppy.
I mean, this is pretty incredible. I mean, I am so impressed with Louisville FC. Now, Louisville FC, I mean, if I were still living in Indiana, this is the team that I would obviously support. They an hour and a half away from where I grew up. I would definitely be rooting for them. And also, I think their jerseys are phenomenal.
Phenomenal. So cute.
Phenomenal. Like, love them. But aside from that, through week 6, they've played 6 games and they have not trailed for a single minute in this game. Like, what the heck?
Cool.
I don't even know what. I don't understand. Help me.
Sometimes I feel like we're on the opposite.
Right? Like we're like behind. Hi. But no, actually, we've gone up a lot and then we've almost given up. So we might be on the other end of that right now. But
good for them. Can't wait to ruin it.
Yeah. So Louisville, now, despite all that, they are still only in 6th place, because even though they're not losing, they're drawing a ton. They have 5 draws and only 1. Hold on. Sorry. Anyways, they have 5 draws and 1 win. So if you play them, there's a good chance, you're going to get a point out of it at the very least. But it's still pretty incredible that they haven't been trailing any. So I would like to call them up and ask them what that feels like.
How does it feel? Do you love it? Can I tell you something more?
They're probably frustrated because they're like, yeah, it's great to not lose, but we would love to win. So, and I'm sure they'll find themselves in that situation. But anyways, just a cool little stat, little graphic and everything. But you know what? We have 90 seconds before we hit an hour, and I really want to end this because I think I'm bored, and Nina has way
Okay.
better things to do. So
Amanda's clearly annoyed with me. I invited her out for dinner and she doesn't want to go anymore. So we're going
whatever.
to end this with a quote the way we normally do. This one from our girl, Sarah Gordon. She says, "We put everything into this every single day, every single week. And so for those who believe in us, we're going to keep giving you everything we have and we appreciate your support."
Sarah Gordon says it. I believe it. So, guys, stick in there. It's early. 6 games in. We got a lot of games to go. Let's see where this team can find their footing and hopefully just catapult into the stratosphere. Can't wait to see it. Hopefully, there's a signing in the wings. We've got some healthy legs coming back. And yeah, that's really all we've got. You have anything to add, Nina?
Nope. Chips and salsa.
Love that for you.
Bye.
Bye.